Hi everyone, my name is Lance and I'm here to tell you about my experience recently with Yorkdale Mall, Holt Renfrew's Louis Vuitton bag repair. Now, I have a Speedy 35 monogram coated canvas bag with the Vincetta leather piping that needed to be replaced. Now, the bag is from May 1999. The coated canvas is in excellent, actually, it's in impeccable condition. I really do baby my bags, so I didn't have to worry about that. However, the leather was starting to show signs of obvious wear. Now, I'm very much a diva when it comes to maintaining the integrity of my bag, so I try to always ensure that it's always top notch, it's always clean, it's always fresh, and it's always new. So what I did was I decided to go and get the bag repaired. Now, basically what happened is I was given a quote, and the quote was for roughly $588 Canadian. So that worked out to be about $640 after taxes. That's also Canadian. So a very, very, very large expenditure for some. I don't recommend you do it unless, it's you're a perfectionist, like myself. So, just do consider that when you do get your bag back, it's going to look phenomenal. It's going to look almost brand new. You're going to definitely be happy with the results. So it's worth having the breath of fresh air for sure. So I went over to Yorkdale Mall today. They told me that it was going to be ready within 6 to 8 weeks, and it was ready within like 4.5. So that was really, really good. I was really, really happy to have my bag. So revving up, ready to go. I went, got my bag, and when I went into the store, the SA gave me a brand new shopping bag that it comes with, as well as that blue ribbon that anyone who's purchased Louis Vuitton from the store, you know that it comes with that ribbon that says Louis Vuitton all over it, and it's this gorgeous blue color, as well as the envelope with just the Louis Vuitton emblem on it and name. So I also got this amazing box, and actually I'm really happy about the box, believe it or not. The box is this fantastic box that you usually get when you buy your bag. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, they have my bag scrunched into like this one little box. No, the bag did fit. And one of the biggest things that impressed me was the fact that my bag was able to stand up on its own. Like sometimes the Speedies do have a tendency to cave inwards, and that wasn't an issue. So I was really excited about that. So the lady showed me my Speedy, and it looked like this. Now, I wish I had a before and after picture of the Speedy, but I do not. So here's what it looked like. I had the handles replaced, and as you can see here, you have that gorgeous roll-styled, hand-stitched Vincetta leather, as well as the glaze, that is that really rich red glaze that they use when they seal off any corners that they use the Vincetta leather on, as well as you can also note that the canvas has been almost like conditioned. And it's weird because a lot of people find, or that I've heard, just because I have a few Louis Vuitton pieces, it's usually a conversation piece, that Louis Vuitton is not actually all leather. It's actually PVC coated canvas. So most people are really shocked to find out that when these bags are going for such a high price that it's not natural material, when in fact there's a benefit to that, and I'll get to that in a second. But you'll notice that the tag here I also had replaced, and it says Louis Vuitton made in France. You'll note too as well that it does say made in France. It doesn't say made in Paris, which is something that Louis Vuitton is doing nowadays. But it does say Louis Vuitton made in France. Now, my state code is an SD date code, which means that the manufacturing of this bag came from France. One of the biggest things that I was concerned about was they were sending it to the United States, and that heat stamp would not match my date code, because how could something be from the United States and be made in France? They will work with you. So I don't know if they sent it to France. I believe that they did, because it took a little while, but they were able to have the two match, and I've been very, very happy about that. And they replaced that one there too as well. During this visit too as well, when I did initially get my repair done, I made the mistake of keeping the lock on the Speedy in the hole, which actually worked to stretch the Speedy key holder, and actually widened it, and it became really, really droopy and really, really gross looking. Like people who have those spacers when they have that nasty hole in their ear. It's so gross. Anyway, yeah, so I got a new lock. And something's interesting about the lock is that it doesn't say Louis Vuitton heat stamp made in Paris of France anymore. It actually says just made in Paris. So I feel really, really happy to have a new lock that has this beautiful shiny brass, of course with the monogram on the side, initials on the other end, just to put on my Speedy. And I think I'll just put it like right there. But yeah, very, very happy with it. I'll show you the inside of the bag. Now, I always keep my bag fully stuffed, and you should too, because it helps maintain the shape of the bag, especially a Speedy. You want to maintain that beautiful dome, narrow, wide to narrow look, because that's what the Speedy is all there for. Now, I also like the fact that when I did get the bag back, they lotioned the canvas. And actually, when I actually got the bag back, you can kind of even see here still too that it was crinkled a little bit, and it was also lotioned. So they did do some sort of treatment on it. The essay said that they just treated the leather, but I don't know if that was true or like what, because my monogram canvas had just everything over it. And I love this bag because it's fire retardant, it's water resistant, and it's just so durable and lightweight and fun. It's great to put anything you need to carry that's not going to want to go in your pocket, and as well as it's a classic. So again, I had the rivets replaced. So as you can see, I have brand new rivets here that have been replaced. Now the new Speedies have a puffed dome finish, whereas my Speedy has the older models flat finish, which is fine by me. I don't really care about that. Now on the inside, one thing that happened to my Speedy was this little like key holder hook here. You'll see that they replaced this rivet, and as well as I believe this little holder here, and that holder like actually came off. It came off, and the whole thing, it didn't rip the canvas, thank God, but it actually did come off its actual ball bearing. So that's why I went to get this bag actually repaired, because I was so upset, so distraught. It just had to be done. So I went and I had that done. Now, just a breakdown in the prices for you. The two handles, I believe, are $150 Canadian a piece, to have the brand new Vachetta leather. And for those of you who have questions about authenticity, I can now vouch and say that 100% Louis Vuitton will not have that electric yellow, Pikachu yellow, whatever you want to call it. They use mustard actually, but that neon yellow actual thread. It's actually a nice, beautiful, like honey mustard, or like actually, you know, it's like a mustard yellow. Just very, very classic, very, very subtle, very, very sweet yellow threading. So it actually goes very, very well with the bag. I actually never had the opportunity to see this bag this way before, so I'm actually really, really happy with it. Now, I was so ecstatic that the bag came back, and they told me that Along with the $150, it would be like $80 a rivet, plus about $75 and $75 to replace each one of those tabs, which was again like fine by me, because I believe that one of the biggest things about these bags and in terms of authentication, to know that you do have a real piece, and I mean some people don't care, I obviously do, is looking at that. And that's when you know you're looking at a true authentic Louis Vuitton piece. It's just that font that never fails. It's always consistent. It's always going to be on point, and that's how you know. When I got my repair done, that 35 that's usually underneath the tab had actually disappeared. I don't know what happened to it, but there's obviously got to be some sort of reason for that. Yeah, it's totally gone. I'm trying to like avoid the handling of the vachetta, because I know I'm crazy and I'm just gonna say I don't want it to like darken as quick, but it's inevitable. Love your bag, love it, take care of it, baby it, not too much, but let it know you love it by showing that, you know, you don't take it out in the rain and that sort of thing. So moving right along with, you know, just my experience. I found that the staff, when I went in to go pick up the bag, were kind of cold. Kind of cold, kind of standoffish. They were just not that nice, really. Some of them actually were really, really sweet, because I had requested a new essay that this one lady was just, she was not nice at all. She actually came out and she says, you have to pay for it. And I mean, she just said it just like that. And I'm like, well, obviously, like, why do you think I got my money here? Like, I'm standing here with my debit card, and like I'm telling you I'm here ready to pay for my bag, and you should be going to get the bag, not coming to question me as to whether or not I'm ready to pay. Regardless of that, you would think that they would have some kind of camera or something in the back where the woman would have been like, hold on a second, he's out there like, you know, waiting for his bag, I don't have it prepared, and instead of preparing for it and looking at the camera, seeing that he has his money there waiting to pay, let's go. And no, I guess they have more sense to just evaluate people at face value before they actually think about things for themselves logically, which is unfortunate. But either way, I requested a new essay, and I didn't complain really, because you know what, she had to bring me my bag, let's just say that, and she did, and she did so humbly, and then I paid for my bag, and I came back, and I was so happy. And I got the works with this other lady. She actually went and had, free of charge of course, my luggage tag that I do keep on my Speedy, heat stamped, with my initials, which actually my initials are LVM, and Louis Vuitton's are LVMH. Now my husband's last name happens to begin with the letter H, so how ironic is this? So LVMH. Unfortunately, I was unable to put the H due to spacing issues, but my older luggage tag that I had from an old key Paul had actually been the specimen for this experiment of their free and complimentary heat stamping. So basically the depth of the letters are not as crisp as I would have liked them to be. I'm going to be in contact with Louis Vuitton to see how they're going to rectify that. But nonetheless, it's still there. And I usually use my luggage tags with my Speedy. I have the clochette on my white Murakami Takashi Speedy 30. So I feel like it's overkill to put a luggage tag on that, but do as you will. I do wear this with my Speedy, and I have two of these. So I use it for one for my Evasion, and I have one for my other one. So it's just depending on what you want. But yeah, so they gave me this. They told me it was going to be ready in like 2 hours, and I was just like, there's no one in the store. So that's when they were like, oh, okay, maybe not 2 hours, come back in 30 minutes. I'm like, Okay, so I went and walked around for 30 minutes. Well, 25 minutes later, I get a text message and she says, you may come and pick up your bag. No, first of all, I didn't know it's not even a bag, it's a luggage tag. Anyway, so she told me my luggage tag was ready for pickup. I went and I picked it up. I didn't even have the option to look at the luggage tag. She just threw it in the box, threw the ribbon on it, and was ready to go. I requested a new dust bag. She actually obliged and gave me a new dust bag for my Murakami Takashi, and that was my experience. Now, what would I give this experience on a 10 out of 10 scale? I would have to say probably about an 8. And when you're paying lots and lots of money for these luxury items, just keep in mind that that also comes with a certain attitude and a certain demeanor. Some people like to make assumptions, and some people like to make people feel a certain way because of inadequacy, and that's no one else's fault but their own. So, I mean, all things aside, you know, just remember that when you're going in there, to very, very polite, big smile, and hopefully you get the same in return. I'm very happy with the results of my Speedy. They replaced all the piping free of charge, which they said was like a $400 feat. So they replaced all of that. They replaced both of the tags, a new luggage tag, and 2 handles, and I paid about $640. So it's half the price of the bag. I'm happy with that. They're happy with that. I got a free heat stamping. You can't really go wrong. So if you're asking yourself, do I want to get my Louis Vuitton repaired, and do you think it's worth it? Now, as long as you don't have a crack in the canvas, I say, girl, go for it, because you know what? It's going to make you happy. If it does make you happy, do what makes you happy. If you can do it, do it. Just remember that it's gonna be nothing like it was when you first purchased it, but we can get it pretty friggin' close. So as long as you know there's no irreparable damage, like, you know, a hole, a rip, or a crack in the canvas, or, you know, somebody's dog, cat, or whatever that lives with them got the canvas screwed up, there was no reason why they couldn't fix it. Now, when I first brought this bag in, as you can see here, they've just still got the lotion there. When I first brought the bag in, these girls were like wolves on a friggin' dead carcass. They were looking through my bag, like rummaging through it like a bum in a dumpster. They were looking at date codes, girl. They were looking at heat stamps. They were looking at stitching. They authenticated the hell out of my bag. Now, Louis Vuitton, of course, obviously wouldn't touch anything that's not authentic, but these people went over and beyond their expectation. And I mean, like, I was like, whoa, I'm here with, you know, half of your collection, and you're gonna tell me, like, anyway, just know that it's all in the process, and let them do their thing. Don't feel in any way that they're being cold to you. Just know that they're doing their job. So go and get it authenticated, or make sure you have your receipt, bring it to the SA, and have your repair done. Do not take it anywhere else other than Louis Vuitton, because they will find out. And unfortunately they won't touch the bag in there anytime thereafter. So go and get your bag repaired, and like and comment below so I can see what you guys think of this video. I plan on putting out another video on authentication, so please stand by and look out for that. Once again, my name is Lance. Thank you very much, everyone. You have a good night. Hope this was able to help you.